We're being taken over by slugs this morning. They are all over the tent.
He does have brains.
We're packing up camp now. I'm just finishing up the last bit of stuff in our tent, and then we'll take down the tarps, put our gear in our packs, and then get ready to do a very, very, very long 3,000 meter portage. And when I say 3,000, it's well over that. I think it's like 3,500 or something. So fingers crossed that goes well, and we don't get rained on. It rained last night. We thought it was going to rain this morning and most of the day, but the forecast has improved. So instead of 20 millimeters, we're getting 4, which is significantly better. So we'll take it. But the portage is going to take us like 2 hours. So a lot can happen in 2 hours. I just hope we don't get really, really, really wet. Fingers crossed. What's our total slug count, Isaac?
33.
33 slugs, and that does not even include the number that were on our fly. We are living in Slug City. We are headed to our first portage of the day. A big ol' honker. It's gonna take 2 hours. It's gonna be a fun time. Yee-haw!
The roar of a nearby waterfall kept us moving and in good spirits. Honestly, for a long portage, the scenery was really great.
Not sure where we're at in terms of leapfrogging. I'm certain that we have quite a ways to go here. But the portage is pretty well maintained. A few down trees, but nothing too bad. Generally flat because you're walking right beside the river here. But there are the odd hill that does kind of give you a bit of a workout. Not bad overall though, so far. Early days though, early days. And we meet up with the logging road yet again. Nice bridge over there. But we continue. We met up with the boys. They said we have about 30-minute walk left to go, so this is indeed the last mosquito shuttle we have to do before we get to the end of the portage.
A true joy when the end is in sight. Mom was definitely excited for a break. A long portage is not an easy way to start a day. Not us getting abandoned. Not for too long. The current on the river was wild today. Barely had a chance to check out some crazy beaver architecture before speeding right by. This railway bridge marks our close proximity to Radiant Lake.
At the bottom of the little Madawaska here, we are just about to get into Radiant Lake, where we'll stop and have some lunch, hopefully, before there's a potential for rain this afternoon. And then we are heading downstream on the Petawawa. Hopefully can skip a couple portages, depending on how the water level is, and finish off somewhere at Francis Lake, maybe Blueberry Dam. We'll see. We'll see where the day takes us.
And we've made it to Radiant Lake. It sure does look radiant. we're headed to Odenbeck Station for lunch. You can see at 12 o'clock there's a grassy patch. What remains of what used to be the last logging camp in Algonquin. It closed in the 1950s, or at least that's what Isaac tells me.
This grassy patch is used quite frequently in the winter by locals for ice fishing and other off-season pursuits. Makes for a pretty nice lunch spot. The incoming rain chased us away. Rain gear was slapped on mid-paddle, but even then, we only got a sprinkle. The sun returned very quickly. We all agreed that the weather was definitely weird. Mother Nature just couldn't decide what to do.
We are now leaving Radiant Lake and are hitting the Petawawa River. Exciting times, right, Isaac? He's hydrating, which is pretty critical. He thinks it's exciting. I can tell by the way he drank his water.
Water levels were high in the Petawawa River. Would make for a very interesting paddle if you happen to be going in the opposite direction.
We are going for a little walk to see if these rapids are runnable in our canoes. It's only just over 200 meters, so it wouldn't be a big deal if you had to portage it, but it's always nice if you can skip a portage. We shall see. We have to be careful because these are not whitewater canoes, they're Kevlar, so we have to take care not to bang into stuff. We decided to run the rapids. It's mostly a swift. Just at the very end, there's a bit of white water we want to kind of avoid. We're waiting for Mom and Dad to run it. Isaac, how was your first smidge of whitewater this season?
It's a swift.
It's a little baby.
Back to calmer waters. The reflection was so mesmerizing.
On our next portage, we're supposed to walk for 5 minutes and then drop the pack and then get the other one. Should be pretty quick compared to this morning, so I'm looking forward to the speed. It's nice to be fast when you've had to be so slow.
Very typical portage conditions. Some flat bits, some hills, some trees in the way. Didn't stop us from returning to the Petawawa River.
All done. That was a super, super easy portage. A very, very nice break from this morning's chaos.
A good portage still requires a nap, though.
Alrighty, Vanessa, it's time to paddle. It's time to paddle.
But I am enjoying the sun.
Well, unless you want to sleep at this campsite, exchange your energies. There you go.
Duty calls. In more swifts. Again, we were in awe with the volume of water on the river.
Are we gonna stay far right?
Stay right. Stay right.
Yeah, don't go left. A little bit of a wig. You're good? A little more right, bud. There we go.
The rain came back to play, but it stopped almost as soon as it arrived.
The portage is actually at about 11 o'clock, but we, like others, have decided that the old railway track is a lot easier to walk on, so that's what we're doing.
It's hard to tell on camera, but these rapids are crazy. It was fun just catching glimpses of the chaos through the trees.
Aren't you glad you put on your raincoat, Vanessa?
Yeah. It definitely rained
It's the kind you could be rotten. It's
so
just
much.
Nap time yet again. Then off onto Francis Lake where our next portage was waiting. Another speedy portage, but we were abruptly overtaken by technical difficulties.
What happened there, bud?
I lost my balance while trying to put the food barrel in. The rock here is slippery. I lost my balance, and then one gunnel of the canoe went under.
And how wet did I get?
I don't know. Moderately wet?
Almost went for a swim there, bud.
No, you didn't almost go for a swim.
I beg to differ. Just put in socks. And now we have to bail our canoe. Because it's filled with water.
Meanwhile, Mom and Dad were having a marvelous time enjoying the nearby views. With our egos bruised, we continued on our merry way. Our problems didn't end at the previous portage, however.
So this portage is super short, just over 100 meters. but the first, like, I don't know, 2/3 are almost entirely flooded. So we had to bushwhack, enter at an entirely different spot, which is annoying. Just not ideal.
As a result, the portage took way longer than anticipated. I wasn't too impressed.
We made it onto Killdeer Lake. We have technically one more portage, but the end of the portage is where we're camping tonight. And then we'll set up camp and maybe try to fish. We'll see what we do here. Are you excited, Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is. What time is it? I can't tell.
It's 5 to 5.
5 to 5. Beautiful weather now. The rain's kind of stopped and it's beautiful sunny. We're now leaving the Petawawa River and heading back onto the Crow. And probably, not sure if you can hear it, but Blueberry Falls, where we'll be camping tonight, is just ahead. And it's letting us know that it's there.
Minutes before arriving on our campsite, a black bear swam across the river. The sound of the waterfall concealed our presence. Kind of a spooky feeling. Stellar views of the waterfall, but that's all this site has going for it. Otherwise, it's not level and does not have many tent pads. We made it work though. As always, it was time to put our fishing rods to the test.
We just finished setting up camp, and now we're gonna go fishing at the base of the waterfall.
Spoiler alert, our fishing was an epic failure.
How many fish did we catch?
We didn't even get a single bite.
They're not nibbling here. We're sad.
No fish.
With our fishing rods as spectators, we ate dinner, listening to Blueberry Falls sing its constant song. No sunset to send us off to bed, but we are treated to spring peepers and a lovely but broken rainbow.